And I love my mama super, and I love my console ranger and his unreal ass. And you moving here now, you be where, don't be so delusional. I own the hill, I shoot to kill, I love my mama super.
Guess what, babies? I'm back. I've been away, I've been on holidays and working too hard. One followed by the other, working too hard, followed by holidays, and now working too hard again. But anyway, yeah, I was away for a couple of weeks on holidays, and I'm going away overseas again shortly, so I'm sorry about the intermittent videos, but anyway, is what it is. Hey, I used to be that guy who would watch those like group test videos of bikes being reviewed, like, you know, Hyper Naked Shootout, and you might have a Street Fighter and a Tuono and a Super Duke and MR, and I used to watch all of those, and I used to get the shits because the Super Duke would always bloody win. Well, not always, but it would win a lot. And a lot of the judges would vote for the Super Duke. And it used to give me the shits because, like, up in my garage, I'd have a Street Fighter or a Tuono or an MR and never the Super Duke. And I was like, what are they on about? Like, what do these people see in the Super Duke? Like, I just didn't get it. And I used to review the 1290, albeit briefly. And I don't know, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Anyway, I've now owned, you know, the Tuono, I've owned the Street Fighter, I've owned the MR, and I've owned the 1390 Evo Super Duke. And so I'm finally in a position of some authority where I put my own money into these bikes, I've owned them, and I can give an objective opinion. And look, those aforementioned bikes have all got at least one superpower that they do amazingly well. Like the Street Fighter is just out and out fast, and it's pretty. It's fast and it's pretty. But its superpower is its outright speed. It's so fast, that thing. The MR, its superpower is its just ease of riding and just effortless capability. Like, it's just got such capability and it's so accessible. The Tuono was the engine sound. Like, that thing sounded so good. The engine was so good in that bike. So they all had at least, you know, one superpower. And now, of course, I've had the 3090 for a while. I've done a few videos, got to know it. I'm out of honeymoon phase. And its superpower is the fact that it does everything so well. And so, look, I'm going to put this KTM Super Duke 1390R, I'm going to rank it, I'm going to score it against my perfect bike criterion. So those of you who've watched my videos, my full reviews, will know that I review bikes against my criterion. And I've decided that if a bike can average 9 or more out of 10 across the criterion, then it meets the perfect bike criteria. And it can then, therefore, be crowned the perfect bike. And I reckon the Super Duke is a really good candidate for perfect bike status. So I'm going to score it against that criterion on this Sunday afternoon ride of mine. So that's the plan. I've got other news. I've got to talk to you about the Hyper, and I've got other news because I found the perfect car in my other passion, which I don't actually have YouTube videos on, cars. I have actually found the perfect car, and when I find the perfect bike, I am going to put it up against the perfect car. More on that later, but it's exciting times ahead. I'm not riding very well because I'm talking too much and I'm not concentrating on the riding. Anyhow, so I'm just gonna go up through here, through this toll gate, and once I'm through, I'm gonna talk about this bike in light of the perfect bike criterion. So just stay tuned. I'll be right back. Well, overtaking power is no problem. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, the perfect bike. Firstly, how does my wonderful KTM go in the riding position department? Magnificent. Definitely a 9, if not a 10, because it's got a great blend between being upright and being sporty. I can just crouch forward, grab the tank with my knees, and I've got a great sporty ride, particularly my lower body. And then when I want to relax, I just sit back, and the upper body's nice and comfy. And you know, it's actually quite good for, you know, long rides, but also equally good for attack mode. I love the riding position, not too much buffeting. You know, obviously buffeting for a naked, it's going to be probably a 7 or 8 out of 10 for buffeting, but overall riding position 9 if not 10. Seats super comfy, love the seat. Most of these bikes, new bikes I bought recently, I actually changed the seat out. No need in this baby. Comfy as, and also sporty. So it's got that perfect Goldilocks balance in the riding position. Love it. Ergonomics, mirrors, and switchgear. I reckon it's 10 out of 10. The mirrors are awesome. They don't vibrate. They work at any speed. There's windy conditions. Happy days. They work great. They're adjustable and they're big enough. And they look cool too, I reckon. Switchgear, awesome improvement over the 1290. It's backlit. It's really intuitive. It's not overloaded. It's simple. And that indicator's in the right position, and a big improvement over the 1290 that I rode. So switchgear is awesome. TFT, the best TFT of all bikes that I've owned by country mile. They've really upped the game. KTM are leading the TFT stakes now with this new one on this new model. I love the pictures, so it explains in pictures what the controls mean. It's very interactive. It blends nicely with the controls, so the interaction and integration between the physical controls and the menu system and the TFT's excellent. Really, really, really good. So love the TFT. It's got all the different sort of brightness modes for night and day and all that. The menu systems, the depth of the menu systems, and the customizability of the machine, it's almost infinite. So plenty of customization through that TFT. Works wonderfully well. So, you know, 10s all round so far, going well. The gearbox is so good. It's smooth. It's geared really well. You know, not too short, not too long. It's also, the quick shifter on this is, look at this. Oh, so good. And look at that. Look at that. Great quick shifter. It's not as smooth or as kind of integrated as the BMW, but I still actually rate it better because it's more tactile. Gives you a better feel. BMW is just a bit too good. You lack that kind of tactile sensation when you're changing up and down. This tactile adds. You get a great sort of feel through the pedal. So 10 out of 10 for quick shifter. I love it. The handling of the bike. I mean, I sort of rate bikes between agility at one end and stability at the other. And you know, the Pikes Peak, for example, is slightly on the more agile side of it, can you believe? It's quite a twitchy bike compared to this. And every bike's different. This machine's really nicely balanced between agility and stability. Super stable in the corners. Super stable. But easy adjustments mid-corner, like that one back there when I was not concentrating because I was talking too much. Nice steering input mid-corner, and I was able to pull it round again. So, you know, it's got that good balance between being agile and being stable. Love that. So handling's at least a 9. Suspension to go with the handling, I mean, it's just so good. So many levels of suspension, tunability on this bike. It's infinite. I can go into all the suspension components and tune them. And you know, spend hours doing that if I wanted to. I've done a little bit of that. I've sort of jacked up the back a little bit. It's all fully electronic. It's not too stiff. The springs on this, you know, it's sprung firmly without being too firm for the road. It's a road bike, whereas the MR is a bit stiff compared to this, because that's more of a sort of a track-focused starting proposition. Whereas this is a road bike, and it is tuned suspension-wise for road. And the customization, unreal. So at least a 9, if not a 10, for suspension. The braking, so good. Be careful with this car, not too far behind, but the braking is just so good. I rate the brakes on this better than the BMW braking system, and that is saying something, because that Beamer system is very good. Beamer's got more initial bite, but this is stronger. It's got stronger, more sustaining braking performance, and I reckon it's a 10 out of 10 braking system, and it has to be, because the thing's immense, and you want really strong braking performance, which it's got. So easily a 9, if not a 10. We're going good so far so good. I know I'm going fast. I'm racing through this. So that's sort of braking. I want to talk about the electronics. You know, the electronics on this. The thing is a weapon, right? It's so torquey, and it's so bloody fast. Oh, geez, just got hit in the head by something. Crikey! And so to tame the beast, the electronics need to be very good. What they've done with the electronics, and I think it makes it a standout, is they've enabled you to have a very docile, look at this, 4th gear, I'm going to go 3rd, 4th gear, look at this, really low speed 4th gear, docile as, this thing is a baby, anyone can ride it like this, piece of cake, and then, you know, bang, open her up, boof. It's got 2 personalities, and it's the electronics that have enabled that. They are superb. They've given you can stay in like race mode, which I'm in, not even change out of that. I'm in track mode for the throttle, and you don't need to change riding modes, and you still get this excellent controllability, mainly because the electronics are so good, so good. There's a few bikes around we can have a look at, but yeah, the electronics really are so good on this machine, and that's what's made it into the dual personality motorcycle that it is. You know, there's often a lot of crap on the road up here, so just be careful. But yeah, the traction control systems, the thing about the electronics is when they come in, you don't notice them. Like on the Tuono, they were quite noticeable. They slowed that bike down a lot, and they intervened a lot. On this, they're there, they're working, but you don't feel them working as much, and that's exactly what you want. You do not want a motorcycle you want to feel that sort of electronic intervention slowing you down, and this horrible feeling, and you don't, it's seamless on this. Awesome. Aesthetics, let's have a look at this bad boy. Let's have a look at it. Here we go. Let's park it up here in this little parking bay. We might try and get a few rays of sunshine on it. Here we go. Boom. Okay. Actually, firstly, just on the sound, I mean, it does probably fall down in the sound department. It can't be a 9. It's okay. I'll talk more about sound when I get back on it. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look-see at the machine, at the beast. Check it. Unfortunately, the sun is shining on the wrong side, but that is my orange beast, and I love it. I just love it. I reckon that Acura looks great. I love the orange. I don't like it in the black. Each to their own. Not my thing. I really like it in the orange, and I just love the front end of it. I reckon it looks modern, futuristic, mean as. Looks great. I love that front end. Really good. It means business, this bike. You take one look at it and you can see that it certainly does mean business. Love it. So aesthetically, for me, it's a winner. Okay, that is a subjective opinion, but it's a 9, if not a 10 for me. Love it. Makes me feel good looking at it. Okie dokie. The sound of this bike, I personally love it. Woo! Nice little wheel up. I love it because I don't like bikes that drone and that are super loud all the time. It annoys the crap out of me. This bike can be nice and quiet like this, cruising along. It's not annoying me, right? And then if I want to, boom, it can be nice and raucous without being too loud. So for me, it's the perfect bike in that regard. For a lot of people, they would disagree with me, but a lot of people who ride, you know, these sorts of bikes like them loud. I don't. I just don't. Is this guy going to let me pass? Sometimes they turn right up here. That's why I just wait a bit. They often suddenly turn right into that car park and you're toast. So yeah, I personally love the sound of this, so it gets a 9 from me. But I can understand if people who like loud bikes would give it a less than 9. I've got the Euro 4 Acra on it, which is a little louder than the Euro 5 standard exhaust system this bike comes with. But it's not super loud. But I personally love it, and I love the induction noises. It's got great induction noises for the rider. So for me, yep, sounds great. But understand if you beg to differ. Oh, the turn-in is so good. I love the turn-in. Boom, and you can, because the bars are nice and flat and wide, you can just sort of lean forward a bit, lock those knees in, and boom, countersteer. And you can countersteer really quite violently, and the thing just turns in. Love that. So we've talked about the sound. Price-wise, it's a, you know, these bikes. None of them are cheap, but it's probably, you know, middle of the range of the super naked. So pricing's fine. Maybe high 8 for pricing. Range, it's got good range. The tank's quite large, so it's got good range. Fuel economy is probably a bit better than the Street Fighter and the Tuono, probably about the same as the Beamer, but its range is better, so you can get you can go slightly further, more further in this on this bike. Engine braking's really good. Oh, I just stuffed that corner up too slow. The engine braking is excellent. Just naturally, the engine, I don't think I've touched the engine braking on this. Just whatever it is at a factory works nicely for me. So yeah, again, you know, at least a 9. So what have we got? What have I not covered? What have I not covered? Well, acceleration, well, it goes without saying, the thing's a beast. Accelerates hard as, and I love the torque profile and the ability to short shift. But it's immense. You know, at legal road speeds, the Tuono, the Street Fighter, the Beamer at legal speeds ain't going to catch this. This is the faster bike at road speeds. Once you start getting into 10+ thousand RPM on those other bikes, the MR and the Street Fighter in particular, well, naturally they're going to pass you because they're designed for high-end track speed, right? But on the road, this feels as fast as those bikes, if not faster on the road. Acceleration is brutal, and the thing they've done on this bike to improve it over the old one is they have given it more up top, so it doesn't peter out like the old one did. It keeps going, goes hard all the way to red line. Oh, this dude is doing like half the speed limit. It's so frustrating. So yeah, it's brutal. Okay, I mean, it's at least a 9 for acceleration, probably a 10 for road use. And on the track, the first half of the straight, it's going to be holding its own with anything. The second half of the straight, I would expect those other bikes to go past because they are tuned differently and they redline higher. So look, that's not all the criterion, but it's a hell of a lot. And how does this bike make me feel? It makes me feel awesome. I love being on it. It's just such a champion of a thing. And if I want to relax, I just go up a gear. I can relax, right? Boom, here we go. I can just cruise along, relax, no problem. If I want to go into attack mode, boom, I'm going to attack mode. Just making past this dude. And so, you know, whatever you want to feel, like if you want to relax or if you want to feel like a bloody, you know, racing hero, it makes you feel both. It's up to you, and you don't have to change riding modes. You you don't have to change riding modes, right? So it's all in the right hand. Now I've got this set up how I like it, from a suspension and an engine map and a throttle point of view. Look at that corner, beautiful. Oh, love it. I've got this set up how I like it. Look at that, little bit of brake into the corner and then and you know, it's set up in fairly aggressive mode, but I just use my right hand to select the personality I want the bike to have for now, and I don't need to go into road mode to ride it in a more sedate way. I just stay as I am and change my behaviour, my right hand behaviour. So look, you can all see where this is leading, okay? I'm gonna say it, 15 years or longer now, probably, I've lost count, I have been on the quest, the search for the perfect bike. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, viewers, subscribers, visitors to my site, I'm here to tell you that the 2024 KTM Super Duke 1390R Evo in orange is the perfect bike. I have found the perfect bike. My quest is complete. This bike, against most of my criterion, is a 9 or 10, and it is absolutely wonderful. It is a work of art. KTM have absolutely nailed this. It is a far improved version over the 1290, its predecessor. It is every bit as good. It's the best bike I've ever owned and ever ridden. That's a fact. It is a fact. Now, you know, I haven't done long tours and motorways on this, and I probably wouldn't, but it could. Okay, it can do anything and everything, and the way it is tuned, the way it is set up, this engine is a peach. It's unbeatable. It's unbeatable. You know, the Street Fighter might have been faster, the BMW might be easier, the Tuono might have had a better engine or better sound, but they are only winning in one category here and there, right? This thing is winning all the categories, and that motorcyclist seems to suggest there was a police officer nearby. So let me just slow down. So those bikes might win a category here and there. They might win a category here and there, and they're awesome machines, but this thing pretty much wins it most of the time, and if it's not winning a category, it's very close second. It is awesome. It is awesome. So it is the perfect bike. It really is. I just love it. And in terms of faults, I mean, go and see the 6 things I don't like about this bike video. I mean, I had to scratch for them, right? But it is just such a wonderful thing. Its commuter ability is excellent. I commute to work in this on a daily basis. The filler up ability test, it's easy peasy to fill up, doesn't spill, no issues. There's probably other criterion I've missed, but just trust me when I say it smashes them all. It's so good. It's so good. If you're tossing up between this and any of those other super hyper duper nakeds, just know that all those other ones, they'll have something that's better than that. They'll have something that's awesome about them. Every bike does. But this, on balance, across the category, is just better. And now I get it. Now I understand why those reviewers, those judges were like, oh, the Super Duke. And I'm sitting there going, why? Now I get it. I do. I finally get it. It's because it's so bloody good at everything. And most importantly, it is a fun bike. Motorcycling is all about fun. The Ducati, because of its high-end tuning, could at times be a bit more boringer. Certainly the MR that falls into that category. The Tuono would just overheat and was difficult to live with. This thing, it's just fun all the time. And that is what motorcycling is all about. You've got to be able to have fun, even on the grind, even on the commute, even in bumper to bumper. You've got to be able to have fun. And now be careful, apparently there is some what do I used to call them? Supervisors. There's some supervisory activity up here somewhere, according to fellow motorcyclists, so I have to take it easy. But yeah, I mean, just the handling again, you know, look at this. I'm just going through up this beautiful little pass here. I'm not going too fast, but a nice, brisk, spirited ride. Look at that, clutch, brake. It's just so good. Like, everything works, everything interacts. Everything interacts together and integrates beautifully. Gee whiz. I reckon the hours that must have gone into tuning this. Anyway, so a couple other quick stories. Firstly, I have sold the Hyper. Sold it to a gentleman by the name of James, lovely gentleman who is a subscriber to my channel. I just wasn't riding it, loved it. I don't want to sell. I'll probably buy another one day. I'm just, stage of life wise, with work, when I'm doing work and travel and stuff, I don't have the time for 4 bikes. Long term, I sort of always have 3. 3 is my number. For a while there I've had 4. I've sold the Hyper and I loved it. And as you know, my videos on it will tell you the story about how much I loved it, but I just wasn't riding it, so I sold it. Better off someone else enjoying it, and I've got a bit of extra cashola in the bank. And I was picking this bike to ride ahead of the Hyper, so I sold it. But I've got a plan around my living arrangements. I'm thinking about selling my house, getting another one out, further out, sort of more out of the urban area where I'll be able to do more riding. And a bike like the Hyper, when I've got these sorts of roads close by, or better roads than this, will make more sense. So I will own that bike again one day, but I just wasn't riding it, so I sold it. And in other news, I found the perfect car. A mate of mine's just bought a 2022 992 Porsche 911 Turbo S. And that's been, for me, the pinnacle of four-wheel driving machinery for many, many years. So I am going to do a series of videos. I'm going to borrow his car. He's going to lend it to me. I'm going to do a series of videos comparing the perfect bike to what I regard as the perfect car. That Porsche is bloody awesome. And I reckon it'll be an awesome thing to do, to compare this and maybe a couple of other bikes, you know, the MR for instance, against the Porsche. Straight line, you know, handling, there's a whole bunch of things we can do and have some fun. So look out for a series coming up on the Porsche 992 Turbo S versus initially the Super Duke, the perfect bike with the perfect car. And my quest for the perfect car, by the way, has been lifelong. I haven't done a YouTube channel on cars. I probably should. Lots of stories to tell there. And but that one is probably the perfect car. So anyway, more to come. I hope you get as excited as I do about that prospect. For now though, I want to leave you with, as my tank is running low, with my final remarks and final thoughts as the sun goes down on this Sunday afternoon and on this beautiful orange beast. My search for the perfect bike is over. I found it, and it is the 24 KTM Super Duke 1390R Evo. So from me to you, we can rest easy, we can sleep easy, we can relax now. The quest is over. I will keep looking for the next perfect bike. I'm not going to stop here, of course. I believe I'll find another perfect bike, but I've at least found one in my lifetime, and that is a great relief. For now though, see you later.
Spine on me, workplace safety inspections. Hey bad neighbor with a news for you, news you can't ignore. We've had enough of your old school stuff, we're not gonna take it anymore. It's my right to win and rage, engage in neighborhood combat. Cause I'm better than you and I'm wealthy too, I'm the master of the wombat. Don't you know that I've been right here since the Einstein Hill? It's my land, it's my command.